Here we have the landing page where we're not logged in. So in this situation, we're probably just going to register because we have no account. And we'll just go with a regular account, water, and then password of water. Submit that. And here we have our landing page for when we are the end user. So we have a multitude of options, such as create auction, view current live auctions, asking a question, viewing other questions, and viewing other people's histories. So as you can see, we have no current live auctions, or even past bids, but let us change that by creating an auction. So we'll give it an initial price of $200 for a pair of jeans. These jeans are pretty rare. So let's go with red skinny pants. As you can see, as we click it, the item ID is shown here. A minimum price of $300, and we'll have it end by tomorrow. So in our case, it would be 09 2022, and an increment of $10. So here it's added. So I'm auctioning red pants with no bid history currently, and there are other things in the market. So we could also, in this case, search other auctions based on keywords. So if I only want red pants, let's search up red. We're only viewing red pants. And if I want small pants, there are no small pants in this situation, but if I want large ones, here we could see different large pants. So let's see if there's any bid history here. No bid history. Let us actually bid on one of these. So Gabe here is selling pants for $300. It looks like the current bid is at $300. Let's bid at $310. And I currently have a bid here, as you can see. Let's go back to our landing page, and we could see that we currently have a live auction for auction 8. As you can see, my red pants from before for $200, and we could see my bids right here. So $310 on auction 6, which was the other pants. So let's just say that I have a question that I want to ask. So in this case, let's ask, are there any shoes? So as you can see, we have different questions here that users could ask. So in this case, we'll have Andy, who asks, how can I add items? Or Gabe, how can I delete auctions and bids? So let's just search it up. Let's just search up auction. Different questions on auctions. So who could delete auctions and bids? So only customer reps can. So that's one thing with the end user that you could do. Now let's just view user history. So let's just say I want to view the user history of Gabe. So this is his user history. So as you can see, the pants that I auctioned for or bid for, and his past bids and previous auctions. So there's no past bids, but let's look at waters. As you can see, we could see the live auctions that he's a part of and the bid history of water. Okay, but what about the other functionalities, as in having the alerts on our auctions or the auto bidding, for example? So we could have any auction here that's not owned by us given an alert. So we can give it any auction here an alert, and we will receive the alerts of this auction of whether or not bids are placed on it. In addition to that, we could also place auto bids on these auctions. So for example, if I want a max auto bid of $600, that's as far as I would go to auto bid on this specific product. So from other previous auctions, we also get alerts. Alerts on our product and alerts on things that we want to have alerts on. So for example, these items that we want alerts. So for red pants, we get the announcements of whether or not they're on sale from other auctions. Even for our auction, we get alerts that we have received a bid of $210. So we have our other alerts, but what about auto bidding? How would that work? So in this case, the way that it would work is whenever another user bids, our auto bidding system would check whether or not our auto bid max matches the other person's auto bid. So based on that, we'll get alerts on whether or not we auto bidded on that auction. So in this case, we have auction 5, which we auto bidded on. So let's just refresh the page and see if it went through. So as you can see, our auction 5 received an auto bid of 550 based on the increment of that auction. So our auto bidding system will determine whether or not another person bids and receives the auto bid. So we went over auto bidding, alerts, and all of that other stuff. But what about the end? The end of these auctions. So for example, auction 10, where I tried selling these pants on May 7th, 2022. And I did sell the pants for $100, but to the user Gabe. So this is what happens when the auction is finished and done. And after that, this will run through the sales report of the admin, and they'll see what sold and to what user.
So let's take a look at our admin functionality. So from the home page, we can click on the admin login and then type in the appropriate credentials, and that will bring us to the admin dashboard where we can see all of our current customer representative accounts. We can also take a look at our sales report, which will show us the total earnings from all previous auctions. It totals up to about $550. And of that $550, you can see how much has been sold by each individual seller. So you can see Andy here has sold $300 worth of product. Ahmed has sold $250 worth of product. You can also see that clearly Andy is the best seller because he has sold the most amount of product. And you can also see the best buyer, which in this case is Gabe. So if we go back to the dashboard, let's also take a look at this create customer rep. So we can create a new account for a customer representative. So let's go ahead and call this test account, and we'll give it a password as well. And so now we can see right here at the bottom, test account is one of our current customer representatives. And if we log out of our admin, then we can go to the customer rep login, and if we try test account with the appropriate password, there we go. We are able to log in and do the rest of our customer rep stuff.
So here we are on the custom rep dashboard. We're allowed to see all the questions that customers have posted that need to be answered. And here we can see a question asked by Water. Are there any shoes? And we can type in the text box. Currently, there are no shoes, but we are planning to add them soon. And after we answer the question, it'll pop up on the questions page. And as a customer rep, we can also manage bids and auctions. So on this bid and auction management, we can see we also have the buttons to delete these auctions, and we also have access to view bid histories. So if we click through these histories, we can see that this auction does not have a history. But for this one, Water has placed a bid, and we can delete the bid. And when we look, there's no bid in the history. And we can also manage users. We have access to usernames and passwords. We can update Gabe's username to Gabe101. Click update. And now when we go back into the management, it's back to Gabe101.